There's nothing touching us physically. We don't have any whips on our backs. We're not in chains. We're not being raped night after night. When you're in that kind of condition, I'm telling you, your intercession becomes pure. So when William Seymour went down to Bonnie Brae, it wasn't something that he learned watching TBN.
Oh, come on.
It was his inheritance. He inherited a prayer life from generations, countless hundreds of slaves in his family line who said, oh God, break in, come, we need you right now. Come and do what only you can do. Wow. God wants the fullness reality to begin to manifest even here in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles actually has one of the greatest populations of ethnic diversity. Los Angeles is set up to put on display the multicultural wisdom of God. But it's not just so that we can say, oh man, a great harvest has come to Los Angeles, and it's here, it's coming. It's because God is jealous for his inheritance in Jerusalem. And he says Israel will be provoked to jealousy when the fullness of the Gentiles comes in. Would you stand with me? I know I've been talking about some basic things and then some not so basic things. But Paul in 2 Corinthians 1, he said, I desire that you not be ignorant of my sufferings. He says, I want you not to be ignorant of my sufferings so that you can enter in, so that you can join with us in prayer. Tonight, as we approach Azusa, I come to you from St. Louis. I'm no longer in Indiana. But I've been watching the groans that are manifesting in the form of protest. That are manifesting in the form of, I can't tell you how many meetings. Even now, I missed a meeting yesterday with the Ferguson police, and they actually are trying to implement a plan that could actually transform the way policing is done all over America for the better. And they're in this meeting, and all these protesters bust in, and they absolutely wreck the meeting. They just like hijacked it. And the people are so disheartened. I'm here to tell you, right now, there is a very real groan in the streets of America.
Yes. Come on.
Any missionaries will tell you, there are very real groans in Syria.
Yep.
Paul says, for you, brethren, I don't want you to be aware of I don't want you to be unaware of our affliction, that we were burdened excessively beyond our strength, so that we despaired even of life. But you joining in us will help us through your prayers, so that thanks may be given by many persons on our behalf. I want to invite you. Lou is the captain of calling people into fasting and prayer, but we are entering March 1st, 40 days to approach Azusa. And I just want you to understand that we must get a revelation of God, and we must get God himself.
Yes.
We don't want just the outskirts of revival. We need the power of the Spirit to deal with the generational woundings of many people groups in the earth. Only his power, only his presence, only an Acts 2 reality can manifest in the human heart and heal the deep wounds. No more racial reconciliation forums will do it. We need God. If you are not feeling the groanings of your brothers, you've got to feel how God feels.
Come on.
You've got to experience the groan, the excessive burden of many generations.
Come on.
Come on. We're asking God to come heal generational wounding.
Amen.
To deal with generational trauma.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
God says that when that happens, Israel will not be put to shame. There's going to be a global end-time harvest.
Amen.
Israel will look at the Gentile nations walking in what was first promised to them, and they'll say, what's happening? We got to receive this Yeshua.
Amen. Amen. Come on. Amen.
It's the redemptive plan of God. Would you just pray with me? Father, tonight, we're so thankful for your promises. We're so thankful, God, for this company who have been contending, who have bought, who have sold everything to buy the field. Lord, I'm praying that tonight you would release divine understanding, even this weekend in the coming sessions at this conference, God, that you would even now release a supernatural travail in our spirits. That we wouldn't just hear the stories, the prophetic stories, but God, we would receive the power of the Spirit. Lord, I'm praying that you would cause us to be able to mourn with those who are mourning. That our groanings for revival would supersede our own context, our own selfish motives, but God, that we would actually feel the very longings of heaven for the nations. You said, ask and I will give the nations to you. I will give the people groups to you. So tonight we ask, Lord, we ask for you.